So I have now finished my drawing. I added a few more shapes that I saw in the reference picture, and then I just added some simple details. That is what I would like you to do. Don't worry if yours isn't exactly like the reference picture. This is just to give us an idea of what to draw. So once you get the shapes in that you want, add a few simple details, and then trace over it with a fine tip Sharpie. And a fine tip Sharpie is the one that looks like this. Then after you trace over it, it's important to go back and erase any of the pencil lines that still might be peeking through. And remember, that's why we drew lightly, because if you don't draw lightly, you're stuck with the extra pencil marks. Now, after you erase the pencil lines, you are going to add some lines into the background. You'll notice I didn't erase my guidelines. That's because for this project, we are going to use the guidelines that fall outside of our drawing. So I'm going to take my fine tip Sharpie and I'm going to draw a line. And then I'm going to trace over this guideline. And then I'm going to trace over this guideline. And then I'm going to trace over this guideline. So you can see that I have traced over now the part of the guideline that sticks out from behind my picture. Then what I would like you to do is divide each one of these quadrants, each corner, again. And you should come out from your drawing and go right off the corner. If it ends up a little off, that's okay. So now I have finished my drawing. I've traced all of my objects with a fine tip Sharpie. I've traced over my guidelines, and I have added one more line in each of the quadrants. Then what you're going to do is in each of these sections you are going to add a design. So perhaps in this, maybe I'll do some swirls. And you would fill up this whole area with your design. Please don't do this. Or if you're making polka dots, don't do this. Be very precise about what you're doing. If you're making polka dots, please make them nice polka dots. Nice and neat and large. And they need to really fill up the space in an interesting way. When you get to the line, then you stop with that design, and then you need to come up with a new idea for the next section. So you will need to come up with 8 ideas for designs. So now I would like you to do that. Please trace your fruit with the fine point Sharpie, trace the guidelines, divide each section again, and then start to add designs.